Welcome to Daily Art Day number 2,841. That's 2,841 consecutive art days. My name is Chris, and I don't have anything to talk about today. So I figured a good fallback would be materials. As an artist, we love materials. Man, do we love materials. We spend all kinds of money on materials, and the market knows it. That's why art materials come with a larger price. Anyway, very particular, I want to talk about substrates, and that's a very fancy word for paper, canvas, things you paint or draw on. Specifically, I want to talk about paper for drawing. Now, when I started these fandom fitness drawings, this is one of the first ones I did. Superman. It's a combination of graphite and charcoal. This is a Strathmore sketch paper. And it comes in a pad. Here it is right here. Strathmore sketch, 100 sheets. Pretty inexpensive. 400 series. What's the pound on it? Anyway, you can see there, 60 pound. And I learned, I'm not sure if you can see, this paper is too thin. I mean, look at it. You can see right through it here. And when you're working a drawing like this, when you really need to work it hard, put tons of layers on it and things like that, this kind of paper just doesn't hold up as well. Not only that, I mean, what I've learned from a lot of them is it wrinkles really easily. I mean, it bows a lot. Look at Spock here is kind of just coming right off the wall. You know, it bends up pretty easily. This is a part in the Indiana Jones drawing right here where I actually had to really carefully sand it to try and get some of the charcoal out of it. And for that really thin paper, it doesn't work very well. So that's the first paper I started out with. So it's really great for if you want long-term sketches with a single medium like just graphite and you're not going to work it like crazy. It's not too bad, you know, and I have some really great drawings for it. But the next thing I upgraded to is this. This is a Strathmore, again, Bristol paper. And this is the the smooth surface. Here, I'll show you. This is this sheet here, or this pad here. So Strathmore Bristol 300 series. It's 100 pounds, so we increase 40 pounds. And that makes a huge difference. And let me see, where does it say it? Well, actually, no, this isn't the one. This is the smooth surface. That's not what I'm talking about. See, these are really, it's hard to get these, or easy to get these mixed up. I mean, they look exactly the same. We got Bristol, 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 right? 20 sheets, whatever. I mean, but when you look at it here, it says pen and ink. And this one here says for finished artwork, dry medium. And vellum surface, I don't really know what that means. It sounds like it would be smoother than the smooth surface, but it's not. The vellum surface, which is what I'm working on here, is the more bumpy surface. It's not as smooth. It has a lot more interstices. That's a really awesome word that I love. Basically, all those little dots and things, all those little indentations in the paper, interstices. So it has a bit more interstices. Now, I will say that I like this a lot. I like the vellum surface a lot. It's thick. It stands up to working it really hard, doing whatever you need to do with it. Great paper if you want to spend the money on really, you know, finished awesome works, you know, published works or whatever. And that's what I'm doing here. And even though this one here, which is smoother, so if you don't want those little interstices to deal with, I mean, it's as slick as you can get. Even though it says pen and ink, you can actually work dry media on it, charcoals and graphite. And I've done that on my drawing of Black Panther, so you can see that on my website. That probably didn't turn out too well, but when you have the rougher surface, you tend to want to use stumps and things more, like a stump, to smooth out places, to get rid of those little white specks, you know, this kind of thing. So that's that. Those are my production, my performance papers, basically. And this is, I would say, the best if you want really good high quality paper. Practice paper, I did an awesome video on this. Smooth newsprint is wonderful. Don't buy it from Strathmore. Watch the video that I did a few days ago on really cheap newsprint. I mean, right under this toned gray. 50 pounds of newsprint for less than 50 bucks. It's just crazy, and it's really awesome. So for your practice paper, throwing stuff around, gonna throw it away, gonna recycle it right away. Use smooth newsprint. And then the last thing, which I haven't really worked on in a long time, is this toned gray. This is really wonderful if you want to, well, actually there's one up here. If you want to work a drawing, so this is a combination of ink, graphite, and some chalk, so white chalk or whatever. If you want to start with a medium tone paper and then work it up, work the values down from there and then work the values up from there. So you start with a medium tone, which is nice, you know, so this is the paper color, then you work it all the way down into the darkest tones and you can bring it all the way out. I mean, this is closer to painting, honestly. Most artists I know, they don't start with a white canvas. They start with a canvas that is toned in some way, gray, red, you know, whatever. But it's always hard to figure out values when you're working directly on white in a lot of cases, especially with paint. But yeah, those are all the papers that I use for all the drawings I've been doing. Yeah. My preference, like I said again, is this one, Strathmore Bristol Vellum Surface. And actually, side note here, Steve Houston, this is what he works on too. Great paper. All right, see you next video. Keep creating.